Ledbetter lessons.
Okay, before we start actually programming our Pong game, it's important that we understand coordinates. So to understand this, we're going to load a different backdrop. So come down here to the bottom right, where it says choose a backdrop. We'll click that, and we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom, and you'll see there's this XY grid. So that's the one that we want for this tutorial. Now you see that it has different numbers here on a grid. So let's hide our cat for a second. So if we want to hide or show something, we can do that with this show hide section here. And to do that, you just click the little eye with the X through it, that hides it, and this one shows it. Okay, so now with the grid, you can see that the X values go from left to right. Right, so you have a minus 240 over here. Let me get a color here so we can see what we're doing. I guess that's orange, so we'll go orange. So we have a minus 240 over here. So that's a negative if we go to the left, and then we have a positive 240 over here. So it's positive going to the right, and then right in the center, that X value is 0. Now if we look on our little sprite information area here, we can see we have an X value. And again, we see that it goes from left to right here. Now, with our cat, say we want our cat to end up at this location right here. Okay, so we see that it has 100 below it. So the value is 100. So let's turn back on our cat, and we are going to type in 100 into this X coordinate system. So now you see how he moved right out to that 100 mark? Now if we wanted him to go, say, to this location over here, whoops, a little bit off the 0, but anyways, he's going to be right on this line here. It says minus 100, right? That's the location there. So we're going to type in minus 100 on this location, and the cat goes to there. Okay, so that's great. So we understand that X is from left to right. If we ever want our sprite to be moved left to right, that's what we need. Now, the other coordinate, since this is 2D, there's two coordinate systems, or two coordinates in the system, and the second one is called Y. So here we see that Y is from top to bottom. So again, the top Y is 180, and the bottom Y is minus 180. So as it goes up, the values get bigger. As it goes down, it gets smaller. And again, right in the center is 0. Okay, so let's reset our X coordinates so he's back in the center. And let's say we want our cat to move up to this mark now. We want to move up to positive 100. So we type that in to the Y. So 100 in the Y, and he moves up to that location. So again, if you're trying to figure out how to put him now down to this location, you should understand that by now. Well, that's minus 100 in the Y location, right? So put a minus in there. Okay, so now just as a last thing that we'll do is, let's say that we want him to be out here now, out in this location. Well, we can see that for him, we have to figure out for our X is going to be all the way over to here, right, on this line. So we want our X to be 100, but we also want our Y in the up direction to be up here, right, up on this part of the line. So the Y has to be 100 across here, and the X has to be 100 here. So let's see, let's type that in, and we'll see if our cat goes to that location. So 100 and 100, and there you go. So that's how you move your sprites around in a coordinate system. So this is going to be helpful because in the next tutorial, when we start moving our Pong paddles, we're going to move them along the Y axis of the coordinate system. Okay, so we'll see you in the next tutorial.